Sure. Coming up on Look Today, well, we mark the 14th anniversary of the September 11th attacks. Our cameras were at High Rock Park in Saratoga this morning for a ceremony in front of the Tempered by Memory sculpture. Plus, results of last night's Republican primary. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone, I'm Jay Hood Jackson, and here's a look at what's making news today in Saratoga, Warren, and Washington counties. Well, in our lead story, 14 years ago, our nation woke up on a typical September morning. The sun was shining, and most were headed to either school or work. Then the morning became anything but typical. Well, High Rock Park is home to Tempered by Memory. It's a sculpture created with steel from the World Trade Center in New York. Law enforcement, local officials, and residents gathered in front of the sculpture to remember the lives that were lost on this day 14 years ago. Retired Saratoga Springs Assistant Fire Chief Joe Better answered the call on September 11th and assisted by setting up a command post to help security around the site. Well, after addressing the attendees this morning, he talked with Look Today about the ceremony itself.
It's a small piece of what you saw when you were there. The steel sticking straight up, that was one of the most memorable images that I think a lot of people had.
Now, there was also a ceremony held in Glens Falls this morning. The fire station on Ridge Road in Queensbury welcomed residents as they joined firefighters and policemen in a moment of silence and prayer honoring the fallen. Well, Glens Falls firefighter Rick Stafford discussed why they hold the ceremony.
I think it means a lot. I've said every year, as long as one person shows up, we will continue to do this every single year.
And just a side note, Rick was very involved with getting that sculpture and getting that memorial built in Glens Falls. Now, we want to extend our thoughts and our prayers to everyone that was and still is affected by the events of September 11th. We're now changing from news to weather. The area saw another day of much needed rain. But how's the weekend forecast shaping up? Well, for the latest, let's head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast. Well, back to the news. Republicans in the town of Queensbury voted for their 4 Warren County at-large supervisors. The results came in after the 9 p.m. poll closed. Rachel Sieber, Matt Sokol, and Doug Beatty were the 3 front runners, and all 3 are incumbents on the Warren County Board of Supervisors. Now, for the 4th seat, Ron Montesi and Dan Kane had just 2 votes separating them. Well, Beatty was the only candidate, by the way, on the ballot that wasn't endorsed by the Queensbury Republican Committee. Well, Montesi and Kane will have to wait for 54 absentee ballots to be counted in order to determine who gets that 4th spot. Well, regardless of the outcome, all 5 candidates will still be in the general election. In sports, our play-by-play team head to Queensbury tomorrow afternoon as the Spartans take on the Amsterdam Rams in varsity football. Now, after both teams lost their opener, they will look to rebound and get their record to 1-1. The game starts at 1:30 at Queensbury High School, and it premieres here on Look TV Sunday at 8:30 p.m. And I'd also like to thank Berkshire Bank for signing on as a quarter sponsor. Well, still to come, Lynn Gelber is here from an organization called Grants to You to talk about the workshop at Skidmore College to help nonprofit organizations get grants. Plus, Executive Director of the Conkling Center in Glens Falls, Joan Tarantino, is here to discuss the center's mission and upcoming events. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story, idea, how about join us for an interview? Give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000.